Alright, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. I got a channel message today. So, first, I want to start off with a question. Have you ever been in a position where Spirit is telling you to be quiet and everybody that is attached to you keep on hitting you up, sending you message, you know, trying to get you to talk, trying to see what's going on with you, trying to see what you got going on, trying to see where your head is. They trying to test your temperature, is what I'm hearing. Well, I feel like God is telling me that we should give these people grace because they don't understand what God is telling us to do at this time. So I'm here to tell this message because about, well, it's nearly been a year now. About around, what was it, like October last year, my mother ended up um, going to the ICU. They found her in her apartment, non-responsive, and took her to the hospital. And they said that she had a heart attack, and so they brought her back to life. And um, for about 2, 3 weeks, she was on this ventilator, and they said that she had no brain, no brain activity. And so, in a situation like that, you don't know how to respond. You don't know how to feel, especially when that's your mother. Like, what do you say to that? We're all on this planet living this experience for the first time, and nobody is a master at their emotions or a master at how to maneuver through situations such as that. So, everyone in my family has responded differently. And I am the one in the family who has always been by my mother's side, taking care of her since I was like 8, 9 years old. My mom has always been in and out of hospitals due to her health. And so, for me, unbeknownst to my family, that was a trauma, like a trauma response for me because, on one hand, yes, it hurt. And I was afraid. And I was scared because I didn't know what the outcome would be. But on one hand, behind the scenes, that nobody knew, was I felt relief. I felt like, okay, God, do have your will. Do as you please. And there is something here you are moving us towards that I cannot control. I can't save her. I'm not meant to be the hero in this story. Because God can do something that I can't do. And so, in the midst of all of our family gathering around, which was something that she told me before anything like this even happened, she had already told me, hey, if something was to ever happen to me, don't have the whole family just gathering around me like that because I don't want that. I don't want that kind of energy around me. And so, when my sister called me to go tell me to go and see her, and I did, that again, that was traumatic. That was a traumatic experience for me. Even though I know that it was necessary that I had to see her like that, I didn't want to see my mother in that position. I didn't want to see her going through that. I didn't want to see my mama with no tubes and hooked up to all of these machines and just non-responsive, not moving. All that, like, no, I did not want to see that. And so when my sister got there, because I told her to go and see my mama too, because I didn't know what the outcome would be. But I didn't want me to be the only one to see her, and my siblings didn't get a chance to see her if that was going to be her last time. You know, I wanted them to have the opportunity to say goodbye if this was going to be her last time. Their last, if she was about to transition. So, in me telling my family that, they ended up gathering. And so I felt like I kind of betrayed my mother in a sense, because that was against her wishes. But again, she didn't have a will. She had only just told that to me, just speaking to me throughout life and me just talking to her. So they get there and the energy is just off, because I thought I was just going to see my mom with my sister, but she had my cousins, her sister, just the whole, like, the family, and I'm like, this is not what she wanted. And just in the waiting room, the energy was off. Just people that hadn't spoken to my mom like in years. Oh, all of a sudden they all sad, and oh, she just did so much for them. And it's like, when she was alive, you all didn't reciprocate that type of energy. When she was alive and in poor health, you all didn't make it your point to give her flowers while she was here. And so that energy, I'm still working through that. And so I'm in this space where I have chosen to go no contact with my family. But they're reaching out to me, wanting to contact with me. But again, the same thing. It's been years since I had not talked to my family. Everybody who's reaching out to me, it's been years since I have talked to them. And like, life has been going on for years. And it's not me saying that I'm closed minded, but I'm listening to spirit tell me, give them grace. They don't understand. And give myself grace. Give myself grace that I don't even understand my own feelings at this moment. But I also don't want to be vulnerable with them, because the energy does not feel right. It feels like I'm being provoked, or as if they want something. Because as soon as we gathered together to see my mom, all of the comments was about my physical appearance and how much I've changed. The signs of my accumulated wealth. And what it is that they could get from me. I've had cousins reach out to me and pitch business ideas, talking about, hey, cuz, we can go into business. Look at this. You should invest in this with me. And it's like, you all have not talked to me in years. And when I was starting my businesses, nobody supported me. None of you all bought any products. None of you all contributed to any of the things that I have accumulated. And it's not me holding a grudge. It's me finally getting tired and wanting to state the facts. So this message that I'm channeling is also for somebody who is going through the same thing, whose family has not been actually family, and who have had to learn that sometimes your family, blood don't mean nothing. And even when they are blood, do they actually really know what that means? Do any of us even actually know how to maneuver? We know it don't feel good. And it's also like, how do we have those conversations? Because they want to show up like this, in this energy, coming back and want to give to you what they should have been giving to you a long time. But then when you don't want it anymore, you don't actually really need anything from them. You're not actually even wanting to accept anything that they have to offer, because you understand that whatever it is that they may have to offer, or whatever it is that they may want to give, also comes along with some type of entanglement. So I wanna give and see, what message do Spirit have for us about this. All right, so I got the Seven of Cups and Hanged Man and the Hangman. So the Seven of Cups speaks about illusions and possible emotional manipulation, having a lot of things to choose from and a lot of things to look at. And some of those things may actually be things worth your time and your attention, but some of those things are actually really worthless. And they are actually a distraction and a hindrance for you. And so Spirit at this time is telling us to take a look at these things that are being offered to us. Take a look at these cups that are being offered to us in this situation. Let's see. How are you showing up at this time? What are you looking like? The Knight of Cups. Very intuitive, very loving, very charming. You look like you're in a space where you have your emotions in check. And you've learned how to balance yourself and move forward in your life. And people see that on the outside, it don't look like it's bothering you emotionally. whatever it is that they trying to offer you. They feel like you're grounded, you're kind of stable in your emotions. This is how you're showing up. What's going on behind the scenes that we cannot see? Three of Swords. And they heartbroken. They watching you. They watching you, reaching out to you, watching you on social media, reaching out to you on social media, but they heartbroken at what they see. They thinking about the past and who you used to be, and watching you and seeing the emotional growth that you've gone through and facing these difficult situations. It's still hurting them, and they looking at you like, can you give us some emotional insight? Can you give us some insight on how you are doing it? How you so successful? How you keep winning? How you keep going? How you not letting this heartbreak uh, get all inside your head? But they don't even understand that you feel like this too sometimes. But you know how to keep your emotions in check. You know how to reflect. You know how to self-reflect. This what also makes you look wise. And you're not just sitting around thinking and looking about what was, and ruminating on these heartbreaking events and thoughts. You still taking your emotions and you pushing forward. What's the good thing about this? What's on the positive end? A tower. That old structure, and I'm picking up on like this old family structure, this old way of being, that foundation that was built, it is now crumbling and it's transforming. And people are, um, even their facades that they could be possibly carrying on is crumbling. They can no longer hold on to their pain. They can't fake it. They can't fake the fact that, um, I'm also hearing that they need to be enlightened by you. All right. So what's on the low vibrational end? All right. Low vibrational end. They want to be the star. Or they're turning their back, or they realize that they have turned their back on you because you're the star. You are the healer. They turning their back on the healer. They've turned their back on the person that was going to heal them, is what I'm hearing. They shut the healer out. When they should have been paying you some attention, they wasn't paying you any attention. But now They've been like this whole time, and they want you to heal them. They want you to shine your light on them. But they still don't understand that this is how they coming up to you. They still look like this to you. Like their back is still to you. And the fact of the matter is, these are these are cards of an Aquarius, and I'm an Aquarius. So I'm taking this message for myself too, because I'm reading the cards and I'm getting a message, but I'm also sharing this message because it could possibly help somebody. But I'm also, what I'm picking up on, the good thing about this, the good thing about me turning to God on this Sunday and sharing my testimony and sharing my story, this could be possibly me breaking a generational curse and making that foundation crumble. Because my family must thought that I was going to heal them, and that they was going to take my healing and all the work, the inner work that I do when I'm in self-reflection, and take it and leave and go in hermit mode. But they also don't understand that this is when I do my healing. When I'm in hermit mode, when I'm in the hangman, this is how I use my discernment to discern what cups I want to pick up, what things that I want to indulge in. When I'm in hermit mode, when I'm by myself, this is how I'm able to show up like this. And not only me, but you all, whoever it is that I'm reading for, this is how you able to show up like this. This is how you're able to be the star in your own life, in your own story. When you're in the midst of tragedy, this is how you end up standing up for yourself. Let's see. What advice can you give us for the next 7 to 14 days? The real coins. To me, because the three of coins sometimes could be like you being the example. Because it's like mentorship, investments. But to me, this depiction claims like stay focused and tune out the external world. Don't worry about what they got going on. Keep pushing forward. Keep your mind focused on what you focusing on. But they focusing on you too. Just know that whatever you doing, yes, you doing it for yourself, but they're watching. That's what I'm picking up on. Hold on, let me see what this particular card actually really means though. This one says cooperation, collaboration, skillfulness. It says the three of coins symbolizes collaboration, teamwork, and craftsmanship. This card reminds us that two heads are often better than one, and that by combining our strengths and working harmoniously with others, we can bring our ideas to life in a more profound and impactful way. Embracing the spirit of cooperation and recognizing the unique contributions each individual brings to the table can lead to success and fulfillment in both personal and professional endeavors. Remember, working together not only enhances the outcome but also fosters a sense of unity and camaraderie among all involved. So, okay, so I could have been interpreting that wrong. I don't mind being wrong. But also, what I'm getting, okay, I hear you, birds. What I'm also getting is share your perspective, share your insights. They need your skills. They are not, like I said, they are not discovering that they need you, and that all this time that they have shut you out and they've turned their back on you, they need what you got. They need the work that you've done on yourself. That you are more beneficial than they actually really uh, cared to realize in the past. Let's see what's at the bottom of the deck. The high priestess, yes. This is what you're showing up like. Someone who is gonna guide them and show them the way. So I'm feeling like this is why spirit led me to share that story and share a piece of myself. Because not only am I collaborating and however I choose to integrate what I've learned and what I'm working on with my family moving forward, I'm also feeling like I have to trust myself more. And in me sharing this will also have somebody else trust themselves more so that they can move forward in difficult situations. That all the hard work that they've done, all of the shadow work, all of the spiritual gifts that you've gained and that you've been honing in secret, in private, in while you've been like in isolation mode and looking like you haven't been moving forward because people just been offering you communication, offering you love, offering you business ideas and all this and that. It may look like you've been stuck and stagnant, but in actuality, you've been leaning on God. Yes, you've been leaning on God. You've been listening to a higher, someone who's higher than you that's been leading you. And that's what they can't see. That's why you look like the star to them. Because they haven't been in that space. They haven't had that as their foundation. And that's the message. And I'm gonna leave that there. And also thank y'all for letting me share that. If that resonated with you, hit that thumbs up button. And I'll talk to y'all later.